I was born in a small town where the sound of poverty echoed louder than any laughter. My father used to say, "Son, money doesn't define a man," but as a child who saw his mother crying for food, I believed otherwise. I promised myself that one day I'd be so rich that no one could ever look down on me again. When I was 10, I worked at a local grocery store, sweeping floors while watching rich kids buy candies without counting coins. Every night, I'd look at the stars and whisper, "One day I'll have it all." And that dream, that burning desire, became my only companion. As I grew older, I stopped believing in kindness. I thought love was for the weak, and money was the real power. So I worked harder than anyone, slept less than everyone, and sacrificed everything that made me human. By 30, I was the youngest business owner in my city. The boy who had nothing now owned everything. But even then, something felt missing. Every success I achieved felt empty. Every smile felt rehearsed. Still, I kept running, faster, farther, because slowing down meant facing the silence inside me. That silence scared me more than failure ever could. And I didn't know then. That silence was my soul trying to speak. Years passed like a storm that never rested. My business grew, my name appeared in magazines, and people called me a self-made man. But the truth? I was breaking, silently, slowly, beneath the weight of my own success. I remember one night sitting in my mansion, surrounded by luxury but suffocating in loneliness. I had everything I once prayed for, but no one to share it with. My mother had passed away years ago, my father too, and the friends I had, I left them behind chasing something I didn't even understand anymore. One day, I visited my old town. The streets looked smaller, quieter, but they still carried my childhood laughter. Outside that same grocery store where I once worked, I saw a boy sweeping floors. He looked hungry, but happy. He was humming a song, the same song my mother used to sing when we had nothing but hope. I stood there frozen, realizing that boy had something I lost long ago. Peace. Not money, not fame, just peace. For the first time, tears rolled down my face, and I didn't wipe them away. That night I sat by the riverside and whispered to the stars again, but this time I didn't ask for anything. I simply said, "I miss you, Mom. I miss me." That night changed something deep inside me. For years, I had chased money, power, and recognition, but now I wanted silence. I wanted to feel the wind again, smell the rain, and remember how it felt to be alive without pressure. I sold half of my companies. People thought I was going crazy, but the truth is, I was finally waking up from a long nightmare. I started spending my days volunteering at a local shelter. The first time I handed a blanket to a homeless child, he smiled at me with the same sparkle my younger self once had. That smile. It felt like forgiveness. One evening, I met an old man at the shelter. He said, "Son, you can't buy happiness, but you can share it." Those words hit harder than any business lesson I ever learned. I began writing letters to myself, to the boy who once dreamed under the stars. In every letter, I told him, I'm proud of you. You didn't give up, even when life took everything." For the first time in decades, I wasn't chasing life, I was living it. And in that simplicity, I found something I never thought I'd see again. Peace, pure and real. Years passed and the world around me kept moving faster, but I chose to slow down. The house that once echoed with silence now filled with laughter. Children from the shelter often visited me, calling me Grandpa. Sometimes I would sit by the window watching the sunset, thinking about everything I had lost and everything I had gained. It's strange how life takes away only to give you back something far more meaningful. One afternoon, a young man approached me. He said, "Sir, your story inspired me to rebuild my life." He was once homeless. Now he ran his own small business helping others. Tears rolled down my cheeks, not from sadness, but from gratitude. I realized that success isn't measured by how much we own, but by how many hearts we touch while we're alive. As I grew older, my steps slowed, my hands trembled, but my heart, it felt lighter than ever before. I spent my final years writing stories, hoping that somewhere, someone would hear them and believe in their own strength again. And if you're hearing this now, remember, it's never too late to start over, to forgive yourself, and to find joy in simple things. Because in the end, money fades, fame disappears, but love, kindness, and purpose, they stay forever.